Hello folks, this is Johnny again and welcome back to my in-depth mixing tutorial series. Now we've actually gotten pretty far at this point. Let's give it a quick listen.
These are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find the way?
So the internal balance is actually pretty good at this point, and in this video I want to mostly work a little bit on my master bus or my master channel or my 2 bus or my main out, whatever you want to call it, to give the whole mix a little bit more exciting, a little bit more oomph and whatnot, because at this point there's still a lot of mid-range and the top range is a little bit subdued and the bottom range could still use a little bit more oomph. Easiest way to do this is taking out the EQ. So let's turn this on, let's play. Good starting points are just using a high shelf with a pretty low Q. So it's very, high shelf like this. So you can see the boost is very gradual and not too steep. That will sound very weird. So you want to have a gradual increase.
These are the scribbles of a broken man.
This EQ here does something very weird when you go to very high frequencies. So with this one, I'm gonna have to stay at about 15K. But in general, that's actually a pretty good spot. So for top range boost, you want to go rather high in the frequency with a very gradual slope. And that will make it sound very natural without messing up the overall frequency balance. It's just brightening everything up a little bit.
These are the scribbles of a broken man.
And let's do the same for the bottom end. So also gradual, rather low. Let's start off low and then just sweep around the frequencies to find some sweet spots.
These are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find the way? These are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress,
And as you do this, you want to have a reference track in the background that you can always refer to. So let me do that real quick. I like to use Alto Bridge's album Fortress. That's one of my absolute favorite mixes that I like to go for these days. Very rich, very thick and in your face, but it's just perfect balance in my opinion.
these are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path.
Okay, after a little bit of back and forth now with my reference track and my mix, I came up with this kind of EQ solution. So quite the substantial low end boost. It was still a little bit weak here. And also just a touch of a top range boost. And I also used the gloss button here in this EQ. This really adds a very nice silky extended top range.
These are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find the way?
Quite a giant difference already, and it's just a very, very easy EQ move over here. Okay, and then on top of that, I want to have a little bit of extra punch in the mix, a little bit of movement that we can get through compression. At the same time, we want to be careful with compression because it's easily overdone. For this, I'm going to go to the loudest part of this song.
These are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find his way? These are the scribbles of a broken man.
Okay, let's see if that's in compressor really helps with any of the punch in spots here in the song. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of more punch in there. I like that. But for funsies, let's also try out other compressors. This one, slow attack, fast release. Again, with this one, we gotta be careful. Well, for this one, I rather want to go with the other compressor so I can use a slower attack time. Kind of works a little bit better, and also the ratio isn't as hard. 2:1 is really the most you would need on your master channel.
These are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find his way? These are the scribbles of
Okay, and as you saw, I turned off the tape machine in between because here these EQ moves and the other compressor kind of messes again with the input level into this tape machine. So we gotta be careful that this doesn't start to distort.
These are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of
I like to set this one up in a way that the needles are pretty much staying at the top maximum, because then you really start to notice the grittiness coming in. But of course, I'm not dialing it too hard that it actually starts to noticeably distort. So you got to be careful with the balance here.
These are the scribbles of a broken man, trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find his way? These are the scribbles of a broken.
And I noticed, well, with that much low end going into this tape machine, it actually does distort more easily. Okay, let's save this to a new mix. Now, well, that's actually basically it at this point for the master channel. Now, I kind of want to go on with some little bit of details on my reverbs and delays and whatnot. For example, the guitars could use just a touch of a reverb. So let's add a stereo bus. Let's call this guitar verb. Let's move it over here. And here again, let's load up the reverb. I would like for it to go to the top by default, but in any case. Okay, and now I'm going to send here, yeah, I'm going to send my solo over there, guitar verb, as well as, yeah, all these other ones, for good measure. And of course the sludgy leads I'm gonna do with the bus. Okay, and now let's just take the solo part here. Let's turn off the delay send for now, and here again turn down the dry, and let's fiddle around again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with the room reverb. Hall is a little bit too bright and plate is a little bit too thick. So room seems to be quite the good middle ground here. Okay, and I want to have this a little bit of a shorter reverb just to add a little bit of depth and width to these guitar tracks. And also again, I want to give those filters. Okay, something like that. Now let me focus more on the sludgy guitar leads. So where do I have those? Like over here is a good spot. Okay, let's just check it out in the song.
Most distress, can he find a way?
Okay, so here you notice that reverb is still a little bit too long, a little bit too noticeable. See, in this way, it's barely noticeable as a reverb effect in the mix. It's just adding that little bit of extra life to your tracks, and that's what I'm going for at this point. So, too much reverb can definitely muffle things up, and too much reverb will actually make the tracks stand further back in the mix. So, definitely with these tracks, like the solo or also your vocals, you want to keep those up front. So, the reverb should be quite subtle, actually.
These are the scribbles of a broken man.
Okay, let's check out the intro guitars. Come on. Okay. Now this one, yeah, it's already sent to the reverb. Just listening to it now, I notice it needs some filters going on. This one as well. Okay, and perhaps I can send these at different levels to the reverb. Yeah, somehow I like it in that way some more. So this weird lead guitar here in the beginning on the left. I want to have, I don't know, just when I listen to it, I kind of want to have it more roomy. There's no real logical reasoning behind that. It's just what it feels like, and that's just what it needs. And then this staccato thing here. Or what not, it's already kind of very muffled sound, so I don't want to have too much reverb on that, just to keep it a little bit more direct, more in your ear. Okay, now I'm noticing with that major top end boost here, the top end also of the snare starts to be pop out in a weird way, and I think also the vocals. Let's see.
When I am lost, it's just the same as my
not. And right now I'm thinking of putting a multiband compressor on my master bus to get control of the top range. Let's just do that real quick and just see what happens. So no, don't need this one, not this one, not this one, just the top end. Yeah, about that region. Yeah, something like this, just to keep that very top end under control and it doesn't become too piercing after time. And now I also want to check if I can find a frequency in the mid-range on the vocals that makes them stand out a little bit more, because especially with the top end boost, the cymbals kind of get a little bit louder compared to the rest, but the overall balance of the instrumentation still sounds good, so I don't really want to start messing with the volume balance of my overheads and whatnot. I just want to focus on the vocals now and see if I can just make them stand out a little bit more, because it seems like that's really all that's needed at this point. Okay, so here around 2K seems to be a spot that works. Check it out in stereo. Okay, let's take the overheads also down just a dB. Okay, something like this. And now on my vocals bus, I want to check if I can still get more control of the sibilances. So some more de-essing might be required.
Whoa! These are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path here in the find his own path here in the avenues of most distress. Can he find the These are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path here in the avenues of most distress. Can he find his way? These are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own way.
Okay, yeah, I'm liking that. Now I'm thinking I kind of want to give the vocals a very big delay and reverb for this later chorus and perhaps for other stuff here and there. So let's set that up. Let's insert again a let's call this voc big amp, something like this. No, not amp, but rather amb for ambiance. And let's make it pink again. So let's put it over here, over there, one further, and now on here. What shall we do? Yeah, let's give it the replica. Let's put it to straight fourth. Mix all the way up, and a little bit of cutting again because we don't want it to muffle up things and whatnot. And let's send the main vocal track there, voc big amp, and of course this also needs to go to the voc bus. Okay, and then this one needs to be automated later on. Okay, now let's set that up a little bit further. Let's put it to half notes. Oops, over here.
Are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path here in the avenues of most distress. Can he find his way?
Okay, and on that, I wanna put some more reverb. This. Okay, let's put that over there. Let's put this again to the top. Yeah, halls seems to be fine.
Are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own
Let's check out the reverb by itself, and let's try to make this very ambient-ish.
Are the scribbles of a broken man? Are the scribbles of a
Whoa. Yep, that sounds ambient-ish.
Are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path here in the Are the scribbles of a Are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path here in the avenues of most distress. Can he find his way? Oh no, no. Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, something like this. So not too long of a delay time, but a longer reverb time. This is, of course, something we could fiddle around with. Which one we want to be longer. We could also go the other way around, like this.
Are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path?
I guess perhaps a middle ground.
Are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path? Here in the
Okay, for this one I kind of want to go with a lower reverb feedback, so we really mostly get one repetition and perhaps just a little bit of a tail off afterwards. And for more ambience, we can go for a longer reverb time.
Are the scribbles of a broken man? Are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path? Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find his way? These are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own
Okay, now let's try to find that particular thing in here. Wait. Well, big amp, send pan, and send level, but not send bypass, perchance? Okay, then let's just go with send level. It is set to read, so let's keep it that, and beforehand we go to 0. And also here at the beginning, go to 0.
These are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find his way? These are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own way. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find the
Okay, let's keep it at this for this video. So we gave the whole mix a whole lot more excitement and more oomph and a little bit more punch, and at the same time more control in the top range, and gave the guitars a little bit more space and reverb, and also the vocals have a big delay now in that last chorus that really helps to make the whole section more powerful. That's really enough for today, I think.
I can't believe that I've been walking circles for so many days. I can't read this surface, can't make sense of this These are the scribbles of a broken man trying to find his own path. Here in the avenues of most distress, can he find his way?
Yep, let's keep it at that, and I shall see you next time.